That does not sound fun.
It's good for your skin.
I'm sorry, the pumpkin guts?
Yeah.
Or pumpkin in general?
No, like the guts. Like it's good for you to like get in your hands and in your skin.
You're joking. Okay.
I'm not joking.
The first thing is, I'm not quite sure why people are acting shocked about this. He was known as sex, drugs, rock and roll. Like, this tracks. Like, when I heard, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I feel so bad that she's getting this kind of hate, and I really hope that she's doing okay. Like, she needs prayers because she's getting, torn apart.
Can't relate to cancel culture, hookup culture, or victim culture?
Well, neither could we. We created this platform for those other girls like us who want to give a different perspective from a Christian and conservative worldview.
We talk about life, work, relationships, pop culture, and everything in between. So let's be those other girls that just don't talk about culture,
but change culture.
Hello, everyone. You are listening to Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. I'm Mallory.
And I'm Freeman.
And we are changing culture and bringing back traditional values. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Those Are the Girls with Mallory and Friends. For those that do not know, we talk about faith and femininity. And this is going to be your new favorite podcast. So, like I've said many a time, go ahead and give us some follows, subscribe, leave a 5-star review, leave a written review, comment. Go ahead and do that. The episode hasn't even started yet. I'm giving you the time to do it now. Go ahead and do that. And you'll enjoy it. We have a lot to discuss this week. So many things have happened. The tea is piping hot. This week. We have merch. But before we do that, we have some announcements. Couple things. First announcement. We are now going to really be doing more blog posts. We're going to try to do like 1 or 2 a month.
I feel like we say that every week.
We do, but we're doing it now for real.
We mean it.
Yes, and I mean it. But we need your help. So if you are looking to build your portfolio, if you're like in college and you're like, oh, I really need to get some writing done and like to get some practice, reach out to us. We can help you with that. You'll be able to build your portfolio. If you have like a thought, something that's really been bothering you really want to get it off your chest, go ahead and write it over. You can email hello.thoseothergirls@gmail.com and we'll publish a blog post if it fits our mission. I'll give you the mission. And if it fits within the mission, we'll definitely publish it. If it does not, we can go back to the drawing board. Or you can submit it to a publication that's a little bit more conducive to what you're looking for. By the time you get this, you will have a blog post out about fall. And by the time you hear this, it will be officially fall. And you guys should comment and let me know your favorite fall activities on that post. That's one of the things. Second thing, we have a new segment called Dear Other Girl. And this is where you email dearothergirl@gmail.com. So if you need advice on anything related to like your family, career, health, anything like that, come to us and we'd love to give you our solicited advice because you asked us for advice, so it's solicited.
And it'll be anonymous. I feel like I have a bunch of questions I actually want to ask you, Mal, so I might send in an anonymous email. May or may not.
Okay. Ooh, fun. So yes, it is all anonymous, by the way. No one will know it's you. Third thing.
Unless your email says your name.
That's a very valid point as well. If your email says like Sarah Smith, then okay, I will probably know that it's Sarah Smith.
But we won't say like Sarah Smith is talking about her period.
No. We won't do it. And I won't tell anyone. And if I know you personally and you email, I won't tell anyone either. I might call you out personally about it, but I won't tell anyone. Don't worry about that.
Wait, call you out? Like, what do you mean by that? Like mention it?
Like text you like, hey, I saw you emailed me about like if it said Sarah Smith and I know Sarah Smith. Hey.
Considering suicide, you might reach out to her.
Yes. That's a lot darker. Yes. I was thinking something like an embarrassing story, but yes, if it's something like that, I will reach out to you as well. Yes, yes. So next thing, merch. This is available on the website. Our
Cute.
Saturdays are for weekly teacaps, mugs.
Perfect for cider with your friends.
Yes, yes. And it's perfect because Saturdays are for weekly teacaps. The sweatshirt, it has our logo.
So
Absolutely
cute.
adore. And then I don't have any other merch on me right now. So and by the time you guys get this, you'll see our new fall shirt. I think it's super cute. Let me know what you guys think. I think you have to be a true fan to enjoy it, to want to get it.
Whoa. I don't know if that's the requirement. I think you have to have a certain taste. And if your taste is sleek European, like the Freeman team, it's probably not for you.
Okay. So, yeah, by the time you see this, let me know what you think about the new shirt. Our fall shirt. And then we have a Patreon for those that do not know. If you are really enjoying the show and you like our mission, you like what we're doing, you think that what we're doing is like purposeful and you want to be a part of it, you can join our Patreon for as low as $5 a month. There's also other tiers, but we make $5 a month because there's people who want to join and support and want to say that they're a part of something, and we want to make it accessible for everyone. We also have shows on there. So Free For All Fridays, there is a back catalog of some really good episodes where Freeman talks about just different topics. We also have an episode where I speak with someone who is a FEM educator, FEMM educator, about fertility. That's a really good episode. So there's just a lot of good things in there that you're going to want to join. You'll also be the first to know about everything. So the people who are in Patreon, they already know about the t-shirts. By the time you hear this, they already know about the t-shirts. And yeah, join the Patreon. Okay, last thing. 3 events that I want to make you guys aware of. First one, October 6th, the University City / Cabarrus Women's Center is having their annual banquet. And the speaker is, why am I blanking his name? He kneeled football player. I want to say, why am I blanking? The famous football player that was a Christian and he kneeled.
I really don't remember at all.
Wow, I cannot believe I'm blanking right now.
What time is the event?
Say it again.
What time is it? Like 6, 7?
It is at 6:30.
Got it.
Tim Tebow's mother. Wow, you guys. I'm so
sorry.
Yeah. Pam Tebow. Pam Tebow is the speaker. His mother.
She's cool.
Yeah. Second thing is we are doing a meetup. I want to do a meetup like in every season because we get messages about making friends and building community, and the more we think about like what Those Other Girls is, the more we think about what I think is the direction we should go in. I really do want to build community. I think community is very important, and I think it is something that is going to take us. It's helpful for everyone. So we're doing a pumpkin patch meetup. We're doing that on October 14th at 1 p.m. Come dress in your favorite ball. We're going to take tons of pictures, obviously. And then there's a maze that I'm really excited to do. And we can I'm thinking we can maybe even race, have teams who does the maze first. I don't know. That
is so fun.
Yes. And they have really good, what did I have? I had donuts last time I was there, pumpkin donuts, really good. It's a really cute place. So it'll be fun. And it'll be a great way to meet new people. And I hope that if you live in the Charlotte area and you're listening, that you come. If you are interested in coming, please let me know. You can also RSVP on the website, just so we can kind of get a sense of how many people will be there. But it's going to be a blast. And then last thing is the Black Pro-Life Conference, and I'm very blessed. We're going to have a Those Are the Girls booth, and then I'm helping plan that, and I'm going to speak a little bit. That is February 9th through 10th, and I think this is going to be a great conference. If you are listening and you are Black and pro-life, and you have been wanting to be around other Black pro-lifers, and you want to learn, and you want to or if you're even Black and you're just curious, and you wouldn't necessarily say you're pro-life, but you're like, oh, I don't necessarily know if I'm pro-choice either, come, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about it, and I know that we are planning to do some really great things, and I think it's going to be an amazing conference that's absolutely needed. So that is February 9th and 10th. I think those are all the announcements. Trying to think anything else?
Nicely done. I don't think so. I'm ready to do this or that.
Okay, so last fun thing we're gonna do, because we don't really have time to do a catch up and all that. We're gonna do a this or that. This or that will be available on our Instagram. And then you guys can do it, circle it, and then tag us, and we'll repost it. Like I said, by the time you hear this, it'll be fall. Fall is personally my favorite season. Is fall your favorite season? No.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite season, but leading into it is one of the most exciting times.
Okay. I love fall. I used to be no, I'm way above that. Only basic people like fall. And then I was like, you know what? No.
I think fall. Basic people like summer.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. I'm proudly a fall lover. So
okay, well, I love that. That I think that shows maturity to fall, because it's Thanksgiving, is a mature event.
Mm-hmm. My birthday.
Drinking cider and staying inside and wearing sleek coats.
Yes.
It's a mature time.
Burnt orange, mustard yellow,
yes, you have to have a very certain
yeah. I love those colors.
What is it? Je ne sais quoi, in order to pull off fall in a non-cringy way.
Yes, I love those colors. I love the fall colors. I'm excited. So here we go. We're going to do a this or that fall edition. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Spice, cider, or hot tea?
Go. Should we say it at the same time?
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Spice, cider.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say it at the same time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, maybe because technically, the way these mics work, you can't really talk at the same time. So I didn't hear you.
Oh.
That's so funny. Well, let's still try it.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie or apple pie? Pumpkin.
Apple pie.
Okay, that's fine. No problems.
I guess we can still work together. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Corn maze or hayride? Hayride. Okay. Scarves or cozy socks? Scarves. I didn't do the countdown. I'm sorry.
You know what? Let's just forget it. Let's move on.
Okay, because I really think that I say it and then you say it.
No, why would you do that?
No.
Okay. Oh my gosh, Mallory. We really should have figured this out. Okay. Let's just say
scarves or cozy socks.
Cozy socks. What about you?
Scarves. I don't wear socks. I wear foot deodorant. Sweaters or flannel?
Sweaters.
Journaling or hiking?
Journaling.
Yeah, I guess journaling. I don't do either one.
Why would I want to be outdoors?
Beats me. Couldn't relate.
If I have a nice sofa at home that I pay for.
Yeah, beats me. I actually, funny story, years ago I went and got all these tests done to see what's going on with my body, and the test
how does this relate to being outside?
I'm about to tell you, the test for vitamin D was so low that I was 1 point away from rickets, which is what people in the olden days got because they couldn't be outside. My mom had me every morning I had to sit outside. She literally would lock bring me my breakfast and I would sit outside and she would lock the door. That summer it was awful. I thought it was hilarious. My mom was horrified. There's no reason for me to go outside, so I don't.
Oh my god!
I was literally 1 point away. 1 point.
Oh
and the guy was this is not good. I'm like, is it? Yeah, I had to take vitamin D pills and everything. It was a mess. I don't go outside. I don't see the need. I mean, occasionally that's not true. Occasionally I will sit outside, if it's nice and warm, but not too hot. Cause
it has to be perfect. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't relate.
Yeah. Okay, well last one, sorry. Carving pumpkins or painting pumpkins?
Carving.
Painting.
I knew you would say that.
Yeah. Carving, and that's also kind of a little too Halloween-y.
I like feeling the guts, and I like the smell of it, too.
Okay. I'll be honest, I've never carved one, but I also don't have an interest in it either.
I'm going to try to find a way to incorporate pumpkin guts into your life now.
Oof, that does not sound fun.
It's good for your skin.
I'm sorry, the pumpkin guts?
Yeah.
Or pumpkin in general?
No, like the guts. Like it's good for you to like get it in your hands and in your skin.
You're joking. Okay.
I'm not joking.
So I'm not joking. There with the guts, just like, and then you put it on your face.
Well, how else are you gonna carve it?
I don't know. I paint. So
you what?
I paint. 2 years ago, I painted a pumpkin, and it meant a lot.
Okay, here, listen to this.
Okay.
It's full of antioxidants, vitamin A and vitamin C, that both help to soothe and soften dry skin. Pumpkin boosts collagen production, which keeps skin from looking cracked and scaly. If you want to protect your skin this fall from being dry, pumpkin guts will do the trick.
Are you saying the inside of a pumpkin, or is that...
Yes, Mallory, I'm saying the inside. Where do you think guts are?
Like the part that has the seeds and the
yes,
white
the guts.
That's crazy. That sounds so gross to me. Just staring. Yikes.
I rub it on my face.
Do you really? No, you don't.
No.
So do people eat it?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't think you eat it raw, but you can put it in a pie or something.
The guts. I cannot imagine biting into
Mallory,
a pie.
The stem. What would you put in it?
A pumpkin pie?
Yeah. Would you? What part of the pumpkin?
The part of the pumpkin. Okay, maybe I'm not understanding let me look up pumpkin guts. I feel like I'm not picturing the right thing. What pumpkin guts?
Mallory, we're picturing the right thing, girl.
Oh my god, I guess I am. But that's not what the pie is made out of. Oh my god,
I think it is.
No. This is like a squash. Now that I'm actually looking at it, everybody look up what the inside of a pumpkin looks like. I don't think I've ever thought or really looked into the inside of a pumpkin. It looks like a squash.
It really does. Should I cut
crazy.
this?
No, this is
look,
funny.
Pumpkin puree. Cut pie pumpkin in half and scoop out the guts. Cook face down on a greased baking sheet until tender.
Okay, I don't want to know more about pumpkins. Ready to get into the stories?
Sure.
Okay, so we have 2 Did You Hears, because we have 2 or 3, I think, big stories that we must discuss. But, Freeman, did you hear that Chuck Schumer, he loosened the Senate's informal dress code? The Senate Sergeant-at-Arms and relevant congressional staff members have been notified about changes to the informal dress code, which went into effect last Monday. Did you know that?
I did. My mom told me.
What do you think about that?
Well, seeing that this isn't an entire segment like I thought it was, I'll put it in short.
Okay.
First of all, I don't think, because if you can see, Mallory, I think I wrote about a page.
That's exactly why I was like, I didn't think we were going to talk about it, and then I saw it and I was like, maybe she has some thoughts.
Maybe you should ask Freeman what she thinks of this one. No, really, to start off, I don't feel like anybody should be judged for their appearance. I don't feel like it should impact their job performance. I don't think anybody should be hated or anybody should throw shade at someone for looking and dressing a certain way. I think it's superficial and I think it's rude. I don't think God cares what we wear. Therefore, I don't think man should care what we wear. However, there is absolutely a respect. Like, that's the heavenly response. The earthly response is we should respect the office that we're holding, and part of respecting is following certain social codes, even if you think they're dumb. What do you think?
Thank you for asking me. If anyone watches Breaking Points, Sagar had a wonderful monologue on this, and I'm standing beside him 100%. I am pro dressing up. I think that, sorry to, because this is the Fetterman rule, obviously, it's for Fetterman. Sorry to you, Fetterman, but, like, you look sloppy. So, I don't think you should judge someone based on how they're dressed. I think that everybody deserves dignity, no matter what they're wearing. But I do think that, like, for example, loosening the dress code, I think I'll link, like, his monologue. But, like, loosening the dress code kind of just shows the downward spiral of what is going on in Congress when it comes to this stuff, because
decency,
and realistically, like, when you are dressed in a certain way, like, that's why you have to wear a uniform in certain jobs, because it kind of, like, psychologically, you kind of, like, are in that mindset, you are kind of psychologically in that thought process. So I am very pro dress code. The informal dress code, I think, is very dumb and stupid. And I was listening to Sagar, and apparently only the senators get to dress down. Everybody else, their staffers, still have to dress up. So how, like, gross.
So the intern that gets them coffee has to wear heels for 10 hours and a pencil skirt.
Yep. But they don't.
Okay.
Next, did you hear Tim Scott? He opened up about his girlfriend.
Oh, cute.
Presidential candidate Senator Tim Scott got personal in the campaign trail amid increasing speculation about the lifelong bachelor's love life. He says, quote, "One of the things I love about the gospel of Jesus Christ is that it points always in the right direction. Proverbs 18:22 says, 'He who finds a good wife finds a good thing.' So can we just pray together for me?" He laughed later from the crowd. Can I go first really quick?
Of course, yeah.
Well, first I want to say we've never seen this woman. It's giving my girlfriend goes to a different school.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's giving my girlfriend goes to a different school. Second thing is, like, that felt like another word salad. One thing I've just been noticing a lot is people, and maybe I do it too, people say a lot for nothing. Yeah, one thing I love about the gospel is it says, "He who finds a good wife finds a good thing." Come, brothers, let's pray with me.
What's the good thing? What?
I don't know. I think it's I get it, because, like, realistically, like, there has never been a president that was not married. Like, he will not be elected if he is not married. That is just...
Ooh, and has a dog.
Say that again?
And he needs a dog.
And he needs a dog. He can get a dog when he gets there. But he definitely
he needs those,
He will not get into that office without a wife. So I understand why he's doing it. There's actually a really good episode of... what's that show with Olivia Pope? Scandal, where a candidate does not have a wife, and Olivia does her thing and gets him a wife just in time, and he gets elected. But spoilers,
that probably won't happen here.
Yeah, so it's giving my girlfriend goes to another school.
I did not hear about this.
Yeah,
very interesting. He seems kind of shady, not gonna lie. He seems like he's got a different life. I feel like he always gives non-answers. Did we talk about the debate?
No. We should have. Oh, that'll be from Patreon.
We should, Mallory, because I have thoughts up the wazoo. First of all, I'm just going to put it this way. Tim Scott seems shady a little bit.
Join the Patreon to hear more about it. Patreon.com/thosearethegirls.
Nicely done.
I think that would be fun.
We should.
I didn't watch it the night of, but I watched the day after. I can't remember why I didn't watch it the night of.
But it wasn't like accessible.
That's right. I only saw clips. And I remember now, it was at like 11 or like 9 or 10 or something like that.
Well, those of us that, we didn't care about that.
Well, some of us.
Mallory, we're recording this at 10. We just started and it's 10 p.m.
Yeah, I know. Don't even. And this is late for me. Like, if you guys, people who know me personally know that I'm asleep. My do not disturb is on by now, but I'm up here. I do this for you guys, everybody.
We appreciate it.
Thanks. All right, now let's get to the main stories.
Okay.
A lot happened this week. The biggest thing, and I think this is the thing we'll probably spend the most time on, is what's going on with Russell Brand. Earlier this week, the Times UK released an article about what was going on with him. I do not want to pay, so I could not read the full article, but I did link it because if you are interested in paying, you can. But USA Today, they did kind of an article recapping the article, and that's what I'm going to read here. Russell Brand's assault, rape, allegation. Also, I want to say trigger warning. Trigger warning. Russell Brand's assault, rape allegations being investigated. What his accusers say happened. Here we go. Comedian, actor, and social influencer Russell Brand is being accused of and denying rape, sexual assault, and abuse based on allegations from 4 women who knew him over a 7-year period at the height of his fame. In a report published September 16th, the Sunday Times, the London Times of London, the Times of London, and Channel 4's dispatchers revealed the accusations, which included 1 woman alleging Brand raped her, while 3 others accused him of sexual assault. Brand denied the allegations, maintaining all of his relationships have been consensual. The accusations have also spurred broadcasters such as BBC and Channel 4, where Brand, 48, was previously employed as a presenter, to launch internal investigations into his conduct. The Sunday Times, they spoke to him at the height, they spoke with the 4 women who knew him at the height of his fame, when he was in Get Into the Greek and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. 1 woman, who went by Nadia, accused the comedian of raping her in Los Angeles home in 2012. According to the report published, medical records showed that she was treated at a rape crisis center on the day of the alleged incident and had therapy sessions there for 5 months, but she declined to file a police report.
Wow.
A second woman, this is the one that I think is I have the most to say about this one. A second woman, referred to as Alice, said that she was in an emotionally abusive relationship with Brand over the course of 3 months in 2006. She was 16 and he was in his early 30s. During that time, Brand allegedly sexually assaulted her once. The age of consent in the UK is 16 years old.
Wow.
A third woman, Phoebe, said that she and Brand had a brief sexual relationship that ended when he allegedly sexually assaulted her in his home in early 2013 while they worked on a business project. Phoebe said that she did not report the incident out of fear of negative career impact. After the investigation was published, the Times reported more women have contacted the outlets with claims about Brand's behavior dating back to the early aughts, I guess, his early ages. Do you mind if I go first?
Go.
Okay, so I have many thoughts. The first thing is, I'm not quite sure why people are acting shocked about this. Russell Brand, at the height, not right now, because right now he is trying to rebrand, but at the height of his fame, he was known as sex, drugs, rock and roll. Like, this tracks. Like, when I heard it, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because here's the thing, you guys, like, this is another reason why, and this is another L for hookup culture. Living in this lifestyle, like, there's going to be miscommunications. There's going to be, and some of it might not even, I can't say whether he did or not. I will say that we don't have enough information about whether he did or not. But this is, he's trying to say, oh, everything was consensual. Well, this is what happens when you're living that lifestyle. I mean, these are the results. That's one of the things. Another thing that I wanted to say, in regards to that is, I really, really, really hate this culture that we've created where we hear something and everybody has to take a hard, I agree with this person and I agree with that person. I think that is so dangerous. It is polarizing and it's it's honestly kind of scary how things happen. I think I can say I don't know because I don't have enough information. I can talk about what the information I do have, which I will, and I will continue to do that. I do have the information that he was known as sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I do have the information that this girl was 16, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I can talk about the information we do have, but we do not know either way. And I think automatically saying, oh, he's evil, he's this rapist, he's this and that, I don't think that's right. But I also don't think, oh, this is a part of the Matrix. Tim Pool and some of the other men on his podcast sat on the podcast and are like, oh, this is part of the Matrix. Tim Pool even said in an episode, Tim Pool even said, you know, now, like, when all these things happen, I don't believe it. He said something like, Andrew Tate. They already said this about Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate can say all this stuff, and I'm just not going to believe it. Just like that's disgusting. And
wait. He said he wouldn't believe any woman.
He wouldn't believe if any of this information comes out because he thinks it's all part of like trying to ruin men. And let me say this really quick. This is kind of a tangent from this. The reason why we have got to do better and we are struggling with women is because at the end of the day, when people are Googling and like trying to figure out, oh, I want to learn more about culture and stuff. I want to learn more about politics. What they're doing is they're seeing clips like that. I'm sorry, that's dumb, that's stupid. No woman is going to want to listen to you. No woman's going to want to hear anything you have to say if you automatically, oh no, I don't believe anything. They bring out, what's that, Andrew Tate out. They say another allegation. I'm not going to believe it. Because I mean, that's just what they do. They're trying to get rid of everything. Because they're upset that YouTube decided to demonetize him. It's YouTube's platform. Like that, I don't understand. Anyway, so that's just like a side note. So we don't have to take like a hard stance either way. There is no matrix. These are consequences of your actions. When you make mistakes like this, and you know what, he could be a better person. Like that's another thing too. I do think there's room for grace. Like if someone has changed, I do think there's room because he could be a different person. I know he's trying to brand himself as a different person. And that's the other thing too. He's becoming very chummy with like, I think he was on Tucker, and like he's becoming very chummy with like people on the right, and like Donald Trump, anti-vax, all these things. So all these people, all these men, which is so interesting. It feels almost like an emotional reaction, which is like weird because they're not supposed to be emotional. All these men are just automatically grabbing onto him and like, yeah, he's in the meet. He's anyway. That's just a side note.
Weird.
I wrote down a couple other notes. I took this.
You wrote down trash human behavior for one.
Right. Yes, trash human behavior. Another thing about him, and you know what? This kind of doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but I'm gonna share it anyway. He was married to Katy Perry, and before she went out for her concert, he texted her that he wanted a divorce. And let me say something about that.
Like moments before she was walking, people.
Moments before she was going to perform. Let me say something about that. If you, and this is, I feel like I have to add this caveat. This is no shade if you feel as if your calling is homemaking. No shade to that. Those people who their calling is a little bit different than home. I don't want to say more. I'm just going to say different. Where they do perform. They could be a rock star for all I know. We could have rock stars listening. If you are a rock star, please come on the podcast. We would love to take some of your followers. You could be a rock star for all I know. You could be a medical doctor. I don't know. When you find your partner, the person you're going to marry, it needs to be someone who is going to uplift you, someone who is going to encourage you, someone who's going to support what God has called you to do. Because if you don't, you're going to like, that is so, to do that before someone is going to perform something so big and important and major in their life, to do that is disgusting. It is, like I wrote in my notes, trash human behavior. don't, like, if you are ever in a situation, you're about to do a big presentation and you're dating this guy and he tells you your outfit looks bad or something like that right before you go up.
Right.
That, take note of that. That's not good. Even tiny
Right.
things like that. If you
Red
are
flag.
dating someone and you're about to, it's your final, you have a final, and he texts you angrily. He knows you're going to your final and goes,
Right.
you were supposed to do X, Y, and Z. You didn't do this for me
Right.
before your final. Take note of that. That's not a good guy.
Right.
You need to be with a guy who is going to support you in what God has called you to do. And in return, you're also going to support him in what God has called him to do. But you need someone who's going to support you in that. And a guy like that is trash human. And then the last thing I'll say is kind of going back to what I said. You do not have to, quote unquote, believe all women. I know that that's very popular, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe any women. You don't have to believe all women, but you also, I don't think, should automatically jump to, well, these women are lying because this is what it always goes down to. It's never, this one woman could be lying. It's women lying.
Yeah.
And not only are they lying, they're stupid and they're whores. And you know what? All women are evil. Down with the women. Yeah. It's never just like, I don't believe this one woman. It always girls. So that's my Russell Brand rant. Let's see how this plays out. Freeman, what are your thoughts?
I love everything you said. And I didn't actually make any notes on this because I think we added it last minute. And to be honest with you, like, I just did not know what to say. I mean, this is wild. This is so disappointing that, like, women are coming out saying this. I agree with you that there needs to be room for nuance in our society because for no reason people give their unsolicited opinion. And side note, we have a place where we will give you our solicited opinion because nobody wants an unsolicited opinion. Wait, that should be the tagline. Anyways. Okay. Anyways, gotta write that down. But I really do think that, like, there needs to be nuance in all these conversations because we have absolutely no idea what really happened. I mean, zilch, zada idea. Like, we would be kidding ourselves. And I really, that's why most of the time you ask me what I think of something, it's usually a non-answer because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to, like, make a statement unless I have done all of the research available. Like, I have no statement on guns, people. Like, I have no statement on,
the environment
because I have, or like environmental legislation, because I don't know all the facts. So until I've done everything I can, I'm not going to make a statement. And I wish other people would embrace that a little bit. So let's be honest. I mean, it sounds like the 16-year-old situation, while let's assume this is true. While it is really unfortunate, really unfortunate that something happened between a 16-year-old and a 30-year-old, we can't say that it was statutory. And I think that argument is a lot more gray than the situation with Nadia, who had, a log of her going to a rape clinic and then, like, 5 months of therapy right after the alleged date. And I mean, that's pretty clear. And I want to say, if let's say one of these is true. Let's say I become God and I know for a fact that one of these is true. That's an inclination that probably most of them are, if not more, because somebody who assaults once has or will assault again.
And that's a statistic. Like, that, this is not just something she's saying. This is statistically correct.
So, assuming there's a what is it? A 1 in 3 chance that this happened?
1 in 4, yeah.
I mean, if 3 people are alleging this, the odds are really stacked against him right now.
And I want to add about the 16-year-old. I forgot to say this. So I couldn't find it. I didn't really have time to look, but I'm going to look tomorrow. I was listening to a podcast, and they said that there are text messages between the 16-year-old and him during that time where she says something like, I told you no, and you didn't listen to me. And he says,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Something like that. And I don't want to say
Oh
that
my
this is
gosh.
100% true. I'm going to try to find that article, and then when I do, I'm going to link it. I'm going to look for it. But like, and for example, like that's another good example. Like, he's not just some sweet, innocent, perfect. If this was Mike Pence, would we believe this? No. Or let me back up. If this was Mike Pence, would it be it would be more shocking, I guess. It wouldn't align with his character. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
If it was Mike Pence, it wouldn't align with his character. And once again, I'm not saying that, like, you know, if
we
it
wouldn't
really
believe them, or we would hate them because this is some, witch hunt.
And I also don't want to say, like, I'm blaming him. Like, let's say every single person is lying and it really is some sort of plot. I'm also not trying to blame him and say, like, he shouldn't have lived this fast and loose lifestyle either. I'm not trying to blame him, but
victim blaming.
I'm not victim blaming. If he wasn't the one, like, if people really,
if he was in fact the victim,
if the Matrix really is out to get him, I'm not trying to victim blame him. I'm just saying, like, living fast and loose, things get fast and loose. I mean, the 16-year-old thing, like, that's just, how can you sit here and we can't believe them, and they're just trying to get him. I mean, they're just trying. And Megyn Kelly also had a really good clip. I'll try to link that too about this. She was very upset because of the whole 16-year-old, because it's so crazy. All these people on the right specifically will go, oh, 16, so young for girls, da da da. And then all of a sudden someone they like, well, it's the age of consent. And
oh gosh,
you just sound stupid. And it's all over Twitter. And it's so
she's mature for 16.
Right. It's so crazy and frustrating. Either 16 is a child or it's not.
Right.
You can't have it both ways. And I'm sorry, 16 is a child. It is.
Yeah.
When our great-grandparents were 16, sure, I'll give you that. They might not have been as, like, my grandmother was married at 16, and she was mature enough. Me, even my mother, like, my parents' generation was not mature enough at 16. I'm sorry. Like, that's just the truth. Next story. This one is brought to you by Page 6. Heidi Montag got part of her chin sawed off during the juxtaposition of these two stories.
Yeah,
switching gears. Heidi Montag, however you say her name, got part of her chin sawed off during the 2009 plastic surgery overhaul. At the time, my surgeon was like, oh, it'll be a quick recovery, a few months, and it took me over a year to heal. So I could barely talk with my jaw. The superficial's name of the song. Because I was like, dang, they're calling her superficial? But the superficial singer 37 says on Page 6 Virtual Realty podcast, I had just part of my chin sawed off. She continues, it was really a lot just dealing with that. At the age of 23, Montag notoriously underwent a whopping 10 cosmetic procedures at once, shortly before the procedure picked up for the 6th and final season of The Hills. The surgeries performed by the late Dr. Frank Ryan included a chin reduction, updated breast augmentation, rhinoplasty revision, brow lift, liposuction, facial fat injections, and pinning her ears back, among others. Montag, who acknowledges that the succession of surgeries was, quote, obviously her choice, says she wasn't aware of the repercussions, including a near-death experience. Quote, they called Spencer, who's her husband, at a point and told him that I had died, basically. I wasn't doing well.
Oh
she
my
says
gosh.
Of her post-op scare. She explains, at one point, her heart was beating only 5 times per minute after she was allegedly administered the incorrect dose of the opioid Dermal for pain relief. Quote, we had Demerol. we had to have the nurses at the house for months to help me recover, Montauk says. So we were dealing with that, and then we have procedures and say this and that, and we're like, we can't do this. So the only reason why I brought this up is because this reminds me of, I don't know if you guys read the books, Uglies growing up. Did you read Uglies growing up?
No.
Okay, so it's this book that as soon as I can get like my schedule, I want to have a book club and read this as young adults.
Cute.
It's really good. So long story short, it takes place in the future, and in this future, the government helps you have plastic surgery at 16, and you go from an ugly to a pretty, and then you move and live in the pretties world.
You've talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've talked about it before? Oh, well.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead.
It's one of the greatest books on earth. So So in this world, everybody gets their plastic surgery, and it's just kind of like, that's just how it is. Well, part of the resistance, they're called the Smokies, and they live in a different area, and they're like starting the resistance. I don't want to give the plot away because it really is a good book, and I really would do. I feel like I'm part of the Smokies right now. Everyone, their grandmother is getting some sort of like plastic surgery, and I don't want to knock people. Like, I don't want to be like one of those people that's like, oh, you shouldn't do. But like, I just don't understand. Like, your chin sawed off. Ear, what if something about like your
back
ear, what does that even mean? Like, what is the purpose? And it just doesn't, you're losing part of who you are. I feel like I'm part of the resistance. I feel I haven't gotten anything done, and I feel like I'm part of the resistance, and honestly it makes me want to continue not to get anything done,
for sure.
So, all that to say, join the Smokies with me. We're going to read that book, and you're going to feel validated if you have not done anything to surgically. That's stupid. Cut the whole thing. All right, next story. Next story. Okay, so the next two topics we're going to be talking about, they probably going to seem like they're super irrelevant because it's like, oh, nobody on Twitter or nobody in real life thinks like this is just Twitter. But I do think it is important because the first thing we're going to talk about is a conversation that I remember coming up like in high school. And I think it is kind of relevant.
It's a conversation adults are having.
Yeah. The way you said it was like adults, like those people who are more adult than me. That's how you said it.
Oh. Yeah, well, I kind of meant it. I feel like I forget I'm adult. Okay, continue.
Well, one time, okay, sorry, quick tangent. One time in college, I was part of this thing called the Bully Bulletin, and we went to an elementary school. We did a puppet show. It's anti-bullying. At the end, we had extra time, and we did a Q&A. And because I was the most outgoing...
Q&A about bullying.
Yeah. So, because I was the most outgoing, they had me, like, answer the kids' questions. And a kid was like, so what do you do when someone bullies you? And remember, I'm in college, and, like, they think I'm an adult. I think I'm, like, 21. So what do you do when someone bullies you? And I was like, oh, I go tell an adult. An adultier adult. So I'm like, oh wait, they think I'm an adult. And you know, the right thing to do is to say, go tell an adult. And like all of us, like college, we like burst out laughing. I go tell an adult.
That's so funny.
An adulting.
Adulting. Anyway, what are you gonna do?
I think we changed those kids' lives that day. That was like a weird class. It was a class. Like we did puppets. Yeah, that was weird. Anyway,
we should do that.
So here's one of the discussions that was going on Twitter. Engagement rings, everybody. And I'm excited to hear Freeman's take because I think it might be a little different. But I'm excited to hear what she has to say, and then just kind of like to have a discussion because, like I said, like this comes up even though it was going on Twitter. You know, people have the stupidest takes on either side. But yeah, so the idea is just like, what do you think? How much should someone be paying for an engagement ring? Does the engagement ring size matter? Does the look matter? What are engagement rings? Thoughts?
To be honest with you, like, I really don't see why this should be like a conversation. I mean, I think it's a symbol. I think we can all agree it's a symbol. We all agree that there is a spiritual element to it and there's an earthly element to it. And the spiritual element, what it symbolizes, should always be more in value than what it costs. I will say, if you're a guy and you're thinking of getting an engagement ring, say it's a birthday present. Don't use the word wedding. Don't use the word engagement. Don't use anything. Like, literally say it's a birthday present for your mom. Like, don't, because they'll hike the prices up. So,
oh, okay. I was like, where are you going with this? Okay, that makes sense.
Just because, like, the word wedding automatically increases any price on anything by, like, 9,000%. So, I will say, I don't think the physical appearance of a ring matters. I have several friends who have plastic rings, who have very thin, wire rings, and it's like a cute inside joke, I am in no position to judge whatsoever. I mean, I love my ring. I look at it every day, and I get very superficial about it because I think it's the most perfect ring ever.
Aww.
But I would love it just as much if it was like a band. Guaranteed. Like, and I should. So I don't think that it means someone is loved more or loved less. I don't think that it means someone's relationship is better or worse. It's literally no indication. I think the only requirement I would put on it is that it needs to be long lasting. Like, don't get something that can deteriorate when in water, right?
Or
like,
turn your finger green.
Yes. If you need help getting like a sterling silver ring, I will contribute to that cause. Like, I want everyone in the world to be able to have like access to at least a quality sterling silver band, I honestly don't think there should be any judgment around this. And I think it's ultimately a superficial question. I mean, unless we're talking about the spiritual, I think talking about the physical is innately superficial. What do you think?
Well, so first I want to say, I think with age, I've kind of learned this. Actually, no, before I go, I want to ask you a couple questions about yours. Did you guys like get it together? Like, did he know what to look for, or he just kind of like did it?
Truth is, I showed him what to look for and he got me something completely different.
That's hilarious. Okay.
But I love it just as much, honestly.
Yeah.
Actually, way more, because I'm pretty sure I lowballed what I wanted, and then it was way better than I thought.
Nice. Okay. So I was just curious about yours. So, okay. First I want to say, like, I don't think, you made a good point. I don't think that, like, someone's ring reflects necessarily their relationship. I think that you should be with the person that matches you when it comes to your thoughts or expectations. Oh, yeah. That's probably better. I think your expectations you should be with the person who matches your expectations, because there are people who do not care about the ring, size, look, and who wouldn't care if it turned their finger green. And I think they should be with the guys that don't care either. And I think if you do care if it turns your finger green, you should be with someone who wants to give you one that does not
provide for you.
Yes. So I think people should be with people that they're like. Same with like big proposals. I personally want everyone in the vicinity to know. I want it in lights. I want if you can get a marching band. So I should be with someone who would match that. So that's why like these conversations I think are good for you as an individual to decide what you want. But I don't necessarily know how fruitful they are, because like I probably don't see myself dating someone in general, not because of this one quality, but because of the other aspects of a person that would want a small engagement, like a small, like to do it on the
because they might be meek, they might be modest, and you need someone more outgoing.
Exactly.
Got it.
And I think the same way with the engagement ring. So, okay, so here are my thoughts. I don't think that any of it really matters for the most part. I do think that once you reach a certain age, things change in dating in general.
Like if you're in, if you're in college, like sure, a silver band is cute, perfect, a little diamond that's like $100. It's great.
Exactly. So about 3 years ago, when I was dating someone, we were going to get engaged. So we were looking at rings, and we were 24, 25, young, at the start of our careers, had no real money. We were looking at Etsy. Etsy actually has some really cute things for like $200 or less. Very cute. I'm going to be 30 next year. I'm not going to be looking at Etsy for a ring at 30 years old. Why is that? Because at 24, 25, we're at the start, like, part of it is like where you are in life.
Yeah.
By the time I'm 30, and ideally the guy will hopefully be way older, maybe not way older, but older than me. Ideally, we both will be somewhere in our life where we can financially provide for ourselves. Because that's the other thing too. The ring, specifically at an older age, is kind of showing that you can save, that you can provide. It's not just like a ring. This is my ring that I found this stone. This ring is showing like that you can provide. You know how to save for 3 months. You know how to put a da-da-da-da. Now, does that mean that the ring needs to be like 15 carats and huge and sparkling? Like your hand is so tired after wearing it? No.
I actively would not want that. I would be afraid of dropping it.
I'd be afraid of someone like taking it. Of being robbed. Personally, I would want something. Honestly, I really like this ring that I have. I would probably want something like this size. Maybe not.
And also like family heirlooms. Like, what are you gonna do if you're like superficial, and then your great grandmother's is like a gold band, with like some little tiny stones? Are you really gonna say like, did you save? Is this 3 months' salary, or did you just find this in your attic?
Right. And also a family like that. If I were to marry someone that would give me a family heirloom, that would just be like
Isn't that so cute?
That is so cute, and it's also an honor. Like they're saying, like you are so special and worthy that we're bringing you into our family. Like
because that's a decision like you and the whole family made.
Yes.
Like before, Yes.
And I want to say also too, like engagement rings are expensive. So one of my friends, so Diamonds Direct. We went to Diamonds Direct, and what they do is you go as the girl, pick like a band, some of the colors, and all this other stuff, and then you you leave it with them, and then you put down your fiance's name or your boyfriend's name, and then he'll come. And, like, he'll see all the stuff that you like, and they'll kind of, like, smoosh them over and everything. So we did that. I did that with one of my friends. So we're, like, it was actually really fun. So we're, like, they gave us, like, champagne and everything. It was, like, whoa, okay.
It was what?
It was, like, they gave us champagne. So it was just kind of like, whoa, okay.
Wow.
We made it. So, she's trying things away. And they're expensive. I'll never forget. It was, like, this band. So it was this one ring she tried on, and we're like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, this is great. Like, oh, how much is it? It's $1,500. Okay, wow, that's not bad. $1,500. Yeah, and then when you add the diamond, we're like, oh wait, the band was just $1,500.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding.
The band was just $1,500, and then like if you were to add, I think it was like 1 or 2 carats. It was like all the other $5,000. But
oh my gosh,
so it like worked out. But
that's tuition for me.
Yeah, and that's how much people are spending on rings. So anyway, it's expensive. So like I understand, especially if like young 20, like I wouldn't expect someone 24, 25. Like I just wasn't an expectation that we would have a big stone and it'd be so big and
right.
Like that just wasn't. And it makes sense not to expect that because you're getting your finances in order. As you get older, though, like I understand why it would matter more. So those are just my thoughts. Those are Freeman's thoughts. What do you guys think? Size, color, any of that stuff. What are your thoughts on engagement?
Does size matter?
Does size matter? Let us know. Maybe don't. I don't know. Maybe clip it. Okay. Last story. Also a viral Twitter moment.
This is best for last.
Yes. This is from EV Magazine. Christian influencer slammed for posting immodest picture. We'll post a picture. If you're listening to the podcast, you've probably already seen it. A woman decided to share her outfit for Sunday Mass and got accused of being, quote, immodest. Posted an innocent selfie in 2023 is apparently not allowed. I always forget these are like opt-ins. Because that's so sarcastic. Like, that's not like a... Like, NBC News isn't going to say that.
Right.
Amber Rose, a Catholic social media personality, decided to share the outfit she was wearing to Mass on X, and it backfired. I want to say Amber Rose is her name, not Amber Rose, the video vixen. So what is this outrageous wardrobe that Rose picked out? It's a blue above-the-knee Calvin Klein dress paired with a white cardigan. Oh, the scandal. Quote, "You should stop doing this. What's the point of it?" asks this what do we call them? Red pill alphabet?
RPAMs, yeah.
RPAMs. Said this random RPM in the comment section. To have simps around you looking for attention because 90% of likes are from men. End quote. Maybe it's his first time on the internet.
Okay. I want to say, I'm pretty sure Classy Chicks interviewed this girl.
Really? Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So last thing this person who wrote the op-ed said, if you're a pretty girl, you'll naturally gain attention from men in real life and online. Men are out here liking and commenting on photos of AI-generated women, for goodness sake. So funny. Who wrote this?
Yeah.
Freeman, go first, because Freeman sent this to me, and she's not even on Twitter. I mean, she was not having it.
No, I'm not having it. She's wearing, the dress goes to her knees. It is loose, and she's wearing a sweater.
It's in the dress. Also, no boob. The dress goes up to her neckline.
Yeah, she's got a sweet smile and is looking to the left. I'm flabbergasted. Utterly flabbergasted. And honestly, I'm just looking at her feed right now. So cute. She is a doll. Definitely my new favorite person. Definitely going to be nominating her for sainthood when she dies because she's adorable and she's gone through way too much.
We should have way too much.
We really should. There were people who were saying that why does she not have a man in the photo with her? How could she post a picture of just her? She must be such a whore because she doesn't have a man and children in the photo with her.
One thing I want to say that, once again, as you grow, you learn. Girls would say, yeah, no matter what you wear or do, men are going to come at you. When I was younger, I'd be like, no. When you're modest, guys do not come at you. They don't have anything negative to say about you. When you're modest, you girls, you don't understand. And now I'm seeing it. I can humbly say I was wrong on that. I definitely, we all live life by our experiences. From my experience, I didn't have that, but I'm watching it in real time. This girl literally could not have been in a more modest outfit.
I know. I'm wearing a more immodest outfit as we speak. I'm showing elbows.
And she was berated. I think, I blame them almost every episode. Pornography. This is all tied to pornography. Let me tell you how.
The hatred of women.
The hatred of women. The sexualized, and I talked about this when I had Savannah on and we were talking about friendship. Men and women have gotten so messed up that so many men cannot look at a woman and just see her as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
They see her as something sexualized. And these men, Twitter men online that have nothing else to do, they think everything that a woman does is for attention. I think everything a woman does is for affection because that's how they see women. Whenever they see a woman, all they want is to sexualize her. So they're assuming that every woman around them is trying to wants to be sexualized. So once again, porn has ruined everything.
Okay, I want to read some of these.
Yeah.
What?
I was going to say, I'm looking at her feed again. Super cute. Go ahead.
Okay. Someone says, Dylan G Tech says, let's see, you're engaged. Your fiance isn't in the picture. Your family isn't in it. Your friends aren't in it. You are posing in an attention-seeking manner. You've told women not to date men who have standards for women and frequently cut out your own fiance's statements. Okay, I don't know what that's about. People are saying, I feel bad for your fiance. You spend all your time begging for attention on the internet. Is validation from strangers all that important? Someone says, if you're engaged, you shouldn't constantly be posting selfies to get attention from other men. Like, and then someone says, it's good that you covered your arms and there's no cleavage, and overall is a sign of good direction that you choose dress over pants, but sadly it's not modest, and you shouldn't go to church dressed like this. Dress should be long enough to cover your knees. If I were her fiance, I'd tell her she needs to delete her count or the wedding is off. No man needs to be married to a woman who has 25K followers, largely consisting of men like this. What the actual... What is going on?
So the other aspect I want to add is, like, I really think that I like that she has her account and she's posting those type of things, because young women need to see that. Like, I think what she's doing is good. I think women do need to see more modest people dressing and being leaders.
100%. She's adorable. Like,
yeah, she's being a leader, a role model, even. Girlies
for sure.
Podcast. Like,
yeah.
Join us. Faith and femininity. I'm even looking at this is like kind of off topic, but not really. I'm looking at her veils that she sells. I don't veil.
She is so cute. Like,
no.
I feel so bad that she's getting this kind of hate, and I really hope that she's doing okay. Like, she needs prayers because she's getting, torn apart.
And that's the other thing that I think that, we can wrap up on this. I think we forget that these are, like, Twitter people are real people. And I know that sounds so like, yeah, Mallory, everyone and their grandmother says that. But no, really sit down and think about, like, whenever we're even us knocking the rampims, whatever we call them. RPAMs. Even us knocking them, they're someone's child.
For sure.
Like, people internalize these things. Now, the rampams don't care about what we have to say. RPMs don't care about what we have to say. And hopefully, Amber doesn't care what they have to say. But still, like, it's still hurtful for her to see this. And I hope she's doing okay. And her fiance should be very proud of her. Also, she has a fiance more than... I have no doubt in my mind. I would put my life savings on this. Those men don't have a fiance. Those men don't have a wife.
Yeah.
They have a favorite OnlyFans person, but they don't have a wife.
For sure. Right. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for listening to Those Are the Girls. If you enjoyed this show, let us know. What do you think about the engagement ring question? Do you think that dress code is important? And why do you think these type of men go after? Because the thing is, I feel like she was like talked about is because she's pretty. Like, the reality is
she is.
And the reality is she has all those followers that are men because she's pretty. But she's not doing anything to it. Like, it's not like it's
not her fault that she's pretty.
Fault. Right. And she's not doing anything to attract it. Like, for example, girls, like OnlyFans girls, they're posting like clips of their nipples and things like that. This girl isn't doing that.
No, not even in the slightest.
Yeah. So let us know, why do you think these type of men are upset with her? Let us know anything else that we asked earlier in the episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you rate, review, subscribe. It really, 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 really helps if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you to those who do. Please, 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 if you can, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And make sure you follow on Spotify and you rate it. I think you can rate on Spotify. Make sure you do that, and on YouTube, and share this with your sisters, your fellow women. This is for the girlies. If you need advice, let us know, dear other girls. If you need some cute fall merch and you are more my style, head up to the merch store. If you are free October 14th, come to a pumpkin patch and do a maze with us. All right, lovely ladies, you have a great day, night, evening, however, wherever you're listening. Bye.
Bye.